Welcome back to our channel
where we discuss books,
amongst other things.
Happy New Year! First video of the year. We're playing around with our lighting. Hopefully it's coming through good. I played around with my hair, did a little twist out. We coming with the new this year.
For 2021, y'all.
Right.
Can y'all believe it? I keep saying that, but I really can't believe it's 2021. That's why.
Right. So we are starting the year off kind of regular. We're going to go over
Not with the bang or anything.
Right.
Regular.
Just regular. Going to go over our wrap up for December and our TBR for this month, January. Let's get into it. All right.
Okay.
I feel like. Wait.
Nah, I was gonna say you could start us off. You
Okay.
like what?
I feel like I had a really substantial full body, robust.
Not robust.
Robust reading.
You was reading
month.
something with some substance.
I was
or
reading
whatever.
something with some substance, but it was also a lot of depression, a lot of sadness in there.
Me too,
And
actually.
it's like, what did I do to myself with these choices? Why didn't y'all warn me about some of these things? So I'll start. So the first one I read was The Mothers by Bennett. So I think one of the videos we were filming, I was kind of halfway through it, but really wanted to go back and read that because we read The Vanishing Half, enjoyed that. That made both of our top 5s for last year. And so The Mothers, I had no idea what it was about. So I was like, okay, I'll try it out. Heard great things about it. So it's difficult. Her books are layered. So it's about, so The Mothers, who are the mothers? It's about these two, it focuses on these two characters, Nadia and Luke. And basically it goes through their years of, Nadia is kind of like this girl, her mother commits suicide and really kind of leans on Luke during the summer before her senior year, yeah, something like that. But basically, Luke is Luke is the shepherd, but that's his last name. Luke is the pastor's son of their local church. Her mother goes to that church heavily. So really, the mothers are like a group of like gossipy old women that kind of, it kind of tumbles into the little rumors they've heard and how it surrounds these two main characters. So I really enjoyed it. It kind of gave me same kind of writing, of course, writing style as The Vanishing Half, but also kind of how it has a lot of layers to it, where it's a little scandal, a little salaciousness, a little like juiciness to it, a little like, ooh, what's going on here? But also really a full body story where you're kind of getting into the nitty gritty of like how really different turns of events impacts our lives and really different decisions we make and how that can really let us move forward from the past or really hold on to the past. So just little things like that. So I really enjoyed the story. I did prefer Vanishing Half over between the two, but The Mothers was really good. It was same kind of vibe where I didn't want to like pause it. I wanted to kind of keep it going. So thumbs up, The Mothers.
Well, that's good because I think The Mothers was her first book, right? Or her book before.
I think technically she had a book before that, but I don't think that technically counts as her debut. I think The Mothers technically counted as her debut, but I don't know. You know,
she's gotten better because you liked it.
Yeah, I mean, they were. I think they were about a year apart. So yeah, I like them both. They were really good. She's a good writer. Whatever she got coming out next,
you be
sign me up.
Yep. Yeah, she's that for me too, even though I ain't read The Mothers yet. So
it's good, you'll like it.
A book that I read recently, guys, or for the month of December, is one that you've heard this one talk about a bunch and rave about, and this guy, we've raved about him before. But I'm gonna get straight into it. It's Beartown.
The lighting, we are too bright.
So good. The lighting is so good.
It's so bright.
But yeah, Beartown by Fredrik Backman. So I finally read it, y'all, and I had to text Kristin. I said, girl, I can't finish this. It's too much. It's too emotional, and I'm not ready. I wasn't ready. Like, it was just a lot of emotions going on, and I was like, yeah, I was like, how dare they? But so if you guys remember, this book is about Beartown is a hockey town where,
I'm about to read the synopsis.
Look, I'm reading it. Look, like I just read it. But yeah, Beartown. So it's basically about it's about a rape that happens in this like small hockey town where everything's about hockey. All the people are all about hockey, and it just centers around the family of the victim, of the alleged rapist, and all the kids involved, and just how things turn out for everybody. Basically, I don't even know how to explain it.
Divides the town.
Yeah, very much divides the town. And it's just a really good story. Y'all have heard Kristin talk about it a bunch, so I won't say too much. But it's been out for a while.
Do you agree with my thoughts?
It's been out for a while, so you guys should have read it already. No, but I do agree with Kristin as far as I definitely gave it 5 stars. Definitely agree that Mr. Backman he's good at writing from all perspectives, but the way he wrote from a young teenage girl's perspective, and just like the different characters in the story was just so like, it was good. It was a really
related
good book.
to everybody in some type of way.
Yeah, and I love how he in his book, like, you know how like in certain books you read about characters and you want to know more about them, like they'll give you, like, he gave you something for each character, like, even though there were a lot of different characters, like all the different hockey players that were involved and the parents, like he gives you just enough of their background to like
really understand how they move, why they act a certain way.
And that's hard to do because you don't want to get a background of every character in the story because it could just be a long book. But he does that in a way where it's just like he gives you just enough so you kind of understand what's going on and why they are the way they are, and then boom, get straight to it. So I love that. I really love that about Beartown. It's a good book, y'all. It was a good book. I don't have nothing bad to say about it, honestly. It was just very emotional because I had read something else that was very much emotional, and I was like, oh, I cannot. But I ended up, I'm just the type of person, I'm like, I gotta know what happened. So I ended up finishing it, even though I said I wasn't. And it was great. It was great. Loved it. That's Beartown by Fredrik Backman. So
you see why I struggled last year with trying to place like between Beartown and Anxious People. Like, they were both so good.
I still gotta read Anxious People or finish it.
The next book I read, again, another emotionally stirring book, Grown by Tiffany D. Jackson. So the best way I can kind of sum up this book to me is kind of like a R. Kelly type story, but told from the perspective of the girl. So it's
terrible.
Yeah, so it's a very it has a trigger warning, but it's about a young girl who basically is an aspiring singer. She gets spotted at this singing competition by this kind of older, he's not even that old in the book, but this older R&B artist who kind of takes her under his wing, and it turns into a whole situation where she's stuck with him because she feels like he's the key to unlocking her dreams, but at the same time it's a very manipulative, a very kind of possessive situation that she's stuck in. So yeah, like I said, I agree, it definitely needed that trigger warning, and I got it at the beginning, but I was like, how triggered could you be? And she does a great job of kind of just giving the perspective of like the victim in that situation, because it's so easy to say, oh, this person is 17, oh, this person should know right from wrong, but it's like 17 years on this earth is not a long time. Yeah. Honestly. And so she gives like just how that type of manipulation can happen in those type of situations, really gives a good perspective of that for those people who might question how situations like that can even happen.
Victim blamers.
Right. And then even just the perspective of the parent and how like they was trying to support and provide for their daughter, and really themselves were manipulated as well. So I thought it was good.
Given very much R. Kelly situation.
It was.
That's crazy. I didn't know that's what that book was about.
I didn't either. Yeah. So it's just basically like the grooming culture mentioned in there as well. So I had no idea what it was about either, but very, very much stayed in there. And I'm like, okay, if I'm going to get that every time I read her books, yeah, I need to space them out or something, because Monday's Not Coming was very kind of like a little bit triggering as far as mental health. And then just, I was like reading this, I was like shaking, it was really emotionally stirring. So that's Grown. I enjoyed it, but I will say, be warned, it stirs up some emotions. All right, what you got?
Okay, so next, let's just keep the emotional books going.
Right. What? I'm mad at y'all.
Next, I read Luster by Raven Leilani, which we've mentioned here in the story before. Kristin also read it before and already gave y'all a brief synopsis. But, you know, it was about a young lady who basically gets into a situation where she is dating a man who she met online, I believe. And kind of like 50 Shades of Grey, like where they have like an arrangement to like for her to basically be like his side chick, but he's married, and like she comes in, lives with his him and his wife and daughter, and that the main character is a black woman, and her love interest is a white man, and his wife is white, but they have an adopted or fostered black daughter, and it's weird, y'all. It was very much weird, and I try not to be too judgmental when I'm reading books and stuff, but I be judging. People be like, oh, I don't judge. You judge. Everybody judges.
It was weird. And
it was just a weird situation that I feel, not to say that nobody can get into, but it's just her reasoning for wanting to stay and be in that situation. I didn't understand it because I felt like maybe there wasn't enough background as to why she, was the way she was. And it was kind of like a sad story, but I think in the synopsis it said it's supposed to be like a dark comedy. It wasn't nothing funny about that story to me. Mm-mm. So,
yeah, it was just like, it would have been nice to understand her a little bit more.
Yeah.
She gave some background, but it would have been nice to understand
her the background she did give. I don't even remember because
it was something about her dad or her mom.
Yeah.
I can't remember either. Like, yeah, I'm with you. I wish I would have known more about her.
Oh, I know it was like her mom was an addict and an alcoholic. Oh, yeah. I remember that. So yeah, that Luster by Raven Leilani.
You said it was one of those you wish you didn't read.
Yeah, it was one of those that I wish I didn't read because, like I said earlier, I just didn't understand where she was coming from, basically. And it didn't give I feel like the story just lacked something. I can't even
put a finger on it.
Yeah.
I'd agree.
So yeah, that's what I read, guys. And that's why I said after reading, I listened to that, excuse me, and then I was listening to Beartown. So it was just one trauma thing after the other. And I was like, it's too much. I can't. It's too much. But then I had to finish Beartown.
All right. So the next book I read, I'm really mad. I'm really mad at y'all that y'all didn't warn me about this book. So
y'all should see Kristin.
That is The Nightingale by Kristin Hannah.
Did I say not good?
No, I said but good.
Oh,
okay. So
not good.
First of all. Okay, between the mothers was probably like 12 hours. Grown was like a few hours. Nightingale was like a 17-hour audio book. Mm-hmm. I had like 3 17-hour audio books back to back to back. Like, so I didn't finish everything I said I was gonna read because of that. But okay, so she laughing at my notes because I put so slow but good. So that book,
I thought she put not good, y'all. So like, wow.
So The Nightingale. Okay, I said I avoided that book for so long because I was like, oh, it's a historical fiction. I stay away from historical fiction. And that was a while ago. And since then, I've read quite a few historical fictions. Mm-hmm. But when I think of a historical fiction, The Nightingale is literally what I think of. And so it's very layered and ladled with history. Mm-hmm. So that's, again, a reason.
What history? Like what?
World War II.
Okay.
So The Nightingale, it follows 2 sisters through the events of World War II in France. One sister, Isabel. The younger sister, she's really kind of rebel. She's run away. So basically their mom dies when they're young. Their dad, he's kind of like a World War I vet and really doesn't know how to deal with them emotionally. So he sends them away to some kind of like boarding school or whatever. And Vienne, she's like 10 years older than Isabel. Isabel is like 4 when they got sent away. But Isabel desires to be around her dad. She runs away from every school and really just kind of grow up to be a rebel. Vienne, she kind of fell in love young, grew up, had a daughter, moved on with her life from taking care of her baby sister, and really kind of is more of the cowardly sister. So initially I was like, okay, why are they telling a sister story when Isabel, she kind of really gets involved, really wants to fight the Germans and really wants to kind of help in the liberation of France during this time. So she was where all the action was. You're like, oh, Isabel. And then Vienne, she's kind of like the quiet one. A German soldier ends up, I can't remember the term, but German soldiers have to stay at her house while they're and just that whole situation. So initially I was like, why is this a sister tale? But it's kind of like I enjoyed it. More I thought about it, I enjoyed the aspect of it giving 2 different perspectives on how two different people from the same kind of upbringing background can kind of veer into such different paths, as well as have the same experience and experience it so differently. So it's just the juxtaposition between like the fight or flight and how that can change. I wrote some, look at me. I said, and how that can change with different variables. So even sometimes the same, oh, I didn't finish that sentence. I said two sides of the same coin.
That's why I need to start taking notes when that's why
I did this time around because they were such hearty books.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really kind of started to enjoy the different perspectives. It was super long, really detail heavy. Some of the details you weren't even sure were necessary, but you were glad to know them because they kind of built the picture for you. But yeah, I really enjoyed it more than I thought I would. But like I said, it starts off super slow, but for some reason I hung in there. I don't know what kept me going. Maybe it was her writing. But I ended up enjoying the story, ended up being emotionally moved. And yeah, another emotional book for December. Why did y'all let us get depressed before Christmas?
I don't know, it was terrible.
It's messed up. So yeah, the Nightingale, I actually enjoyed it. So you got another one?
Yeah, so my last one, guys, is another one Kristin read already. I just got my books late.
She's just behind me.
Because we are in two different library systems, so I don't be getting all the books at the same time. But, okay, last one I read is a good one, y'all. It's a good uplifting one. It's not a sad, triggering one. And that is Greenlights by Matthew McConaughey. All right. So, it was a good book, y'all. I liked it. I really enjoyed it. I didn't read this. I bought this after. Oh, I got pictures.
Yeah. You didn't hear him say like this picture here when he was reading?
Yeah, I don't remember.
Okay.
Look, I got distracted. So I really enjoyed this book as well, you guys. Like I said, I listened to it on audio, which is the suggested way because he, narrates it, and he's very funny and obviously can do all that. He does really good accents and stuff. Did you say that? I feel like you said that last time.
I don't know if I said the accents, but he does. He just gets to tell a story, and yes, he does do good accents.
He tells really good stories, and so basically, Greenlights is a life story. It's basically about all the moments in his life where he saw like the green light, where he just knew he had to keep going and found the courage and whatnot to like take life by the horns, so to speak. And it's very inspiring. Like Kristin said in a previous video, it has all the little, it has a bunch of quotables and good little like sayings and pomes. Did he write those poems? Look, I know the first one he didn't. He was telling a story about, his mom said if you learn something,
if you wrote it down, if you learned something and you write it down, it's yours or something like that.
But, yeah, it was a really good book, guys. It's very uplifting, very inspiring. It's interesting. I don't have much to say about it because it was just good. I feel like it's, like, really a feel-good book.
Well, you should just keep that copy.
I know, right? Now I want to. I bought this book as a gift, you guys, for someone, and because, like I said, I already read it audiobook, but now I kind of want it. So, yeah, that's Greenlights by Matthew McConaughey. I got 3 books in, y'all, this month. Y'all proud of me? I know.
A little bit.
So, yeah.
All right. So, the last book I finished in its entirety for December was Ask Again, Yes by Mary Beth Keane. Okay. So, that book follows 2 families, 2 neighboring families, as their youngest kid, well, one family has a boy, and then there's 3 sisters. So, the youngest kind of follows. Then first it starts with the parents, and it's hard to explain this book. But it follows primarily the boy from the one family and the daughter, and how they kind of grow up together. But it also kind of goes into the parents, and really the boy's mom is kind of have some mental issues, and one night a really tragic incident happens that impacts them both so greatly, and just how these 2 kids deal with it and fall apart and find their ways back together again. So it goes through their lives over like 4 decades, I think the synopsis says, and it just talks about the lengths that you can go through for forgiveness, for love, for family, things like that. So it's a lot of things going on in this book. So I will say it's a very detailed, dense book. And I just like how it kind of jumped over moments and then goes back and then catch you up to speed. And then it jumps over this moment and then goes back and catch you up to speed. Mm-hmm. So I like the ebb and flow of the book, how it was told, but it was just a lot. It was a lot going on. You had the unstable mother. You had what was going on with the husband of that mother. You had this other family with these two older daughters that, like, where are they? So it was like you kind of got wrapped up in the details, and then at certain moments, some of those details were missing. So you're like, okay, where do I look? And then there was just so many themes going on, like mental health, forgiveness, family, like all that, but also like addiction came up later. Like, it's a lot in this book. So I would say for that, it was a little bit disjointed for me, but for the most part, I did want to know what was happening. I did enjoy it, but it wasn't the best compared to the other books I read last month. Let me see what else I wrote. Yeah, it's just because so much was going on, you kind of got a little lost into what you should be focusing on as far as the theme, and you take a little bit too much away. Mm-hmm. But I don't know if that's a negative or positive. Like, I'd rather have too much going on than not enough, I guess. Mm-hmm. But I will say it's enjoyable, but I will say also it's just a lot. It's a lot. So that's Ask Again, Yes, by Mary Beth Keane. All right, so that's pretty much it for what we read last month. So let's talk about what we're getting into January.
Okay.
So you want to start?
So for January, I got a bunch of more books that y'all already heard about before, so I don't care. I'm going to be reading Mexican Gothic by Silvia Moreno-Garcia. Guys, these are books because they had just come available to me. I put them on hold mad long ago, and they just now coming available, so that's why I'm reading them now. But yeah, I'm going to be reading Mexican Gothic.
You might have different thoughts on them, so it's always good.
Yeah, I'm going to take notes so I can stop being like, oh yeah, Kristin had already said it. But yeah, I'm going to read that.
That's a good
I forgot what that one is about.
It's this glare. You can't really see.
I was supposed to read that for Halloween, but then it never happened, so yeah.
So for me, I'm going to be getting into American Dirt by Jeanine Cummins.
Did they make that into a movie?
I don't think so. It came out last year.
That's a movie.
Girl, ain't no movie. It is not a movie.
I bet you it's a movie called American Dirt.
I bet it might be one coming, but it's not a movie by Jeanine Cummins. But not this one. So this book came out last year. Don't really recall what it's about. I knew what it was about at one point. I forgot. But it was everywhere last year. America. Right. Shut up. It was everywhere last year. I wanted to read it last year, but it wasn't really like an urgent thing for me because I think something about the synopsis was like, I can wait. So yeah, I'll get into that this month. It became available.
Is it about a young man getting kidnapped?
I just said I don't know. I don't know. It's something, some crime. I think it is some crime in there.
I think it is okay, we're going to look.
It is not a movie.
Or a series or something. Watch.
Okay, so I'm getting into that this month.
Okay, so second book that I'm going to be getting into this month is Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller. Y'all, when I say I put this book on hold probably a year ago, I feel like.
And you just got it?
And I just got it. Probably not a year ago, but it's
at least 6 months.
It's been a long time, and I don't know what, like, the book wasn't even like a new book when I put it on hold, so I'm trying to see like why it took so long. But Songs of Achilles is by Madeline Miller. You guys know we read Circe, probably like a year or two ago.
Probably 2 years ago now.
Yeah, and then Kristin had already read Song of Achilles, which is about what she raves and loves.
It was good.
What was it about again? It's about man and the lovers and stuff.
It's about Achilles and Patroclus.
Yeah, Achilles when his heel gets stabbed.
No, it's not about that.
Oh. So yeah, that's on my list. So I'm so excited, y'all, because these are books I've been wanting to read and I wasn't buying them.
And I hyped up.
Sorry.
Well, I didn't hype up Mexican Gothic.
Yeah.
But it was okay. So next for me, we will see. We will see if I get to this. We will see. If I get to this will be the longest audiobook I've ever listened to, coming in at 24 hours. 20. Who makes an audiobook that long? That's
that's
Dune.
how long it took for them to narrate it.
That's Dune by Frank Herbert. And I don't even know if I want to read it.
I told you that book was going to be 24 hours.
Girl, I don't even know if I want to read it for real.
It's
but
Dune.
I saw it coming a movie. I saw Zendaya. And I said, yep, check.
And Timothy Chalamet.
Yep. Check. So, I have it on hold currently. If I don't get through it, you guys know why. It's too long. It's too long. Too long. But I heard great things about it. Kind of wanted to check it out.
About the book?
Mm-hmm. And I mean, and for that doesn't.
I'm gonna watch the movie, but I ain't reading that book. That's
anytime
not even
something
my
becomes
tea.
a movie, that doesn't mean it was a good book. So
Yeah,
I don't know. It probably has some elements in there, but it's sci-fi.
But Dune is like popular. Yeah, I thought Dune. That movie is a remake, isn't it, or no? Oh, I thought that was a thing already.
I know it's a series, so that's why.
Maybe that's what it is.
Why
maybe
would I try?
it was a show.
I did say I wanted to get into more fantasy, but this is more sci-fi.
Yeah, I don't like sci-fi, so I ain't pressed for that.
And then
for the movie, I'm gonna watch it.
I haven't read that many series, so maybe we'll see. But if I don't get to it, y'all know why. It's too long. It's too long. 24 hours for.
Do it. I challenge you.
Okay. What else you got?
Okay, so last one, I think we're both reading, right? I have an honorable mention, but
it's an honorable. How's it honorable?
No,
mention?
I have an honorable mention, but the last one that I'm reading is one that me and Kristin are both reading, which is Ninth House.
Okay, go ahead and say it.
So Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. No, I'm just playing. Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. We're gonna read that. I don't know what that book's about, guys. And the fun thing is, I started it. I started listening to it already, but I don't even know what it's about for real. But y'all know Leigh Bardugo. She do all the good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So
yes.
we're gonna read that.
So, okay, I have two. Ooh, I have three. No, okay. So I'm currently listening to The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. Mm-hmm. Again, can't talk. Again, another 17-hour audio. What is up with all these long audiobooks? So I would have had that finished for December, but it was just back-to-back long audiobooks. So I got halfway. I think I got a good ways in. Not halfway yet. I'm probably like 7 hours in, and I still got like 10 hours left. Mm-hmm. But so far, I'm thoroughly enjoying it. I can see why a lot of people read that one. I'm going to also attempt The Coldest Winter Ever by Sister Souljah. I never read that book growing up.
Girl, that's a shame.
Well, my goal is to correct that. So that would, if I'm hoping, I probably will throw out Dune and read that instead. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, that would be my other ones. Finish up Addie LaRue, and then maybe do The Coldest Winter. So that's all. So that's pretty much it. This is a little bit lengthier than we normally do because we kind of got in some more substantial reads last month.
And I actually read my 3 books this month, so that's what happened too. Because like the last couple months I've been reading like 1, 2.
Oh yeah, so it's like, Kristin, go.
Yeah.
So let us know what you guys are reading for the month of January.
Yes.
Let us know what you did for New Year's. We didn't do absolutely anything.
Nothing. Stayed in the house.
Drank a little bit.
That was it.
Almost fell asleep before midnight.
Yeah, definitely. It was that time of year.
We powered through. Like this video. Subscribe, ring the bell, and we'll see you next time. Bye.